Hello and welcome to Yojimbo Security Ninja. My name is David and we're going to be talking about attacking WEP encrypted networks. First of all, you should never be using WEP for any reason or anything, but people still use it, so here's how we can kind of attack it and show you how broken it is. So what we're going to do is look at our wireless cards, see what their interfaces are, what their drivers are. So this WLAN 0 is just the card that came with the computer. The WLAN 1 is my Alpha Networks wireless card. The WLAN 2 is a TP-Link WN722N. The TP-Link is a decent card. It can't do a lot of the attacks, but if you're just going to do some sniffing and looking around, it's a great card. Let me remove this so we can start fresh. So again, this is going to be the card that we're going to be listing on. This is our attacker. This is the person we're going to attack. So we're going to just put the attacker into monitor mode with airmon start WLAN 1, which is the interface. And we can add the channel here if you know what the channel is. I happen to know that the channel for the router we're going to attack is channel 1. So you can put that in there. I'm not going to do that right now. So it says found 4 processes that could cause trouble. If they do, you might want to run airmon check kill. This isn't going to interfere with what I'm doing right now, so I'm going to leave it. Plus, if you do the check kill, it's going to kill all these processes right here, and that's going to take away my internet. I don't want that. Okay, so we got it started. Let's just check. Yep, there it is, WLAN 1, and it's now in monitor mode because you can see that mons have been appended to the end of that. And some, if you're using something other than Kali Linux, if you're using like Ubuntu or Debian or whatever you got this on, that could be just mon 0. But again, you should really run your airmon and check it out. Okay, so next what we want to do is start packet capture. We want to be able to crack something, so we got to have something to crack. And that's just airodump. We're going to do a little reconnaissance first. So we're going to do airodump-ng in the interface. For this one, it's WLAN 1. This is going to be our attacking. So we got 2 APs here. This first one is just kind of a regular home AP, and this is our victim, the person we're going to be attacking. So what you need to know is the BSSID of the AP. You need to know the channel of the AP, which is channel 1, and you need to know the ESSID, or what it's called, and we're calling it Shiro 2.4. On channel 1, so we're going to specify what channel. We're going to give it the MAC address, which I happen to have it as a variable in my bash RC file. Alright, and then we're going to save the file to a name, which I'm going to call classic. And we're going to listen on the WLAN 1 mon interface. So here we go. We know what channel, BSSID, ESSID. Now this down here, once we get another packet coming in, the station is the clients that are connected to the AP, whatever BSSID this is. There we go. So this is that little TP link wireless card. It's connected, it's listening, and it's on there. And for this to work, we have to have a client. We have to have somebody connected because we need to kick them off and force an ARP on our packet. But we need to authenticate, so let's do that. So the -1 is the fake authenticate. 60 just means we're going to authenticate every 60 seconds. E is the ESSID. A is the MAC address of the access point. Come on. So now we're going to need to know what our MAC address is of our wireless card. Let's figure that out. So if you are on Kali, MAC changer is already part of your tools. So MAC changer and then the interface. This gives us our current MAC address and the permanent MAC address. If you can't tell, MAC changer changes the MAC address. So you can change it to whatever you want. The permanent's always going to stay permanent. So let's grab this because we're going to need it. And on the interface. So we sent an authentication request. It was successful, and we're just going to wait. And to see here, you can see that we are indeed authenticated. It sees us. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually listen for that ARP packet. We're going to do that with the -3. That's going to be our classic attack. So the -B is your BSSID of the AP. H will be, sorry, that bothers me. The -H is your MAC address, the one we just figured out. For your attacker's wireless card. And then the interface. So you can see here it's reading these packets. It has 0 ARP requests and 0 ACKs. Oh, we got 1 ACK, but that's not important. We have to have this ARP. So we're going to try to force an ARP by de-authenticating this TP link, this guy right here, our victim. So let's do that. To de-authenticate is the -0. We're going to send 10 packets, send 10 de-authentication packets. And we're going to send that to, so I'm going to use a bash variable because I don't want to keep copying and pasting the APs, or the MAC addresses AP. But we are going to come in here and copy and paste this MAC address. Alright, so we got that and the interface. Oh, that's why I misspelled it. There we go. So now we're sending the de-authentication packets. Now we're going to wait here and see if we can get it to force an ARP. So we can keep doing this until we do force an ARP packet. We can sit here and increase, let's do 50. We'll send 50 of these things. So basically we're de-authenticating this card, and we're forcing it off. It cannot connect. And we're going to wait for it to stop, and we're going to wait for it to try to connect back on. And like I said, if you want to kick somebody off the internet, this is a good way to do it. You just find out what their MAC address is, send them never-ending de-authentication packets, and it will never connect to the internet. There we go. That was a lot. Well, I'm going to speed this up because I don't have all day. And there we go. We got an our packet, and we're going to replay it. If you look over here at the data, boy, is that thing jumping up there. We're sending lots of IBS packets. Let's keep this thing running, and we'll attack it. So aircrack, and I'm doing the -0 just to give us a nice pretty little color display. But first, this is the file with everything in it. So when we ran this with the -w flag, we're saying we want to write it to a file. We call that file classic. And this thing puts out, when you do airodump, it does 4 types. So you got your .cap, your .csv, your kismet, and your kismet.net XML. This here is just your ARP packet, so you can use this later on. Once you've captured it, you can replay it. But again, we just want this cap right here. Look at that. That thing didn't take any time at all. So the ASCII text for the password is just David. Here's the key. And you can use that later to actually decrypt previously captured packets. So that's done. We can shut everything down. And move on. So, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and feel free to email me, David at Yojimbo Security Ninja. I'll try to help you out. Thanks for watching.